Welcome back. Not only does Hal B. Klein write about food as the dining critic for Pittsburgh Magazine, he can also whip up a mean meal himself. So you've already kind of told us you're making a salad.
Yeah.
But you also love to garden. So a lot of this comes from your love of gardening.
Right. So this is all about the seasons right now, right? And so if you go to the farmers markets or if you have a garden, lettuce is like terrible, like my strawberries are so sad.
That's what you said.
But my lettuce is amazing. And I think it's really fun to actually make a moderately complicated salad because it's actually not that hard to do.
My mom has a salad almost every night.
Yeah.
Joke with her about it. Like,
this is like total salad day, right?
Yeah.
So first thing you want to do is you want to wash your greens. And this is just a mix of lettuce greens. And what you want to do actually is you want to put it into cold water.
The whole thing.
So you want to put it in there, but you don't want to like run the water over the greens.
Oh, see, I always
necessarily
do that.
because with the tender greens, like when they're so beautiful right now, that actually damages the greens.
I see. Okay.
And then you also want to mix. So these are a mix of sweet lettuces, some from my garden, some from the farmer's market.
Okay.
And then these are some bitter greens. So
you like that
brassica
combination.
greens, yeah, arugula. And so what you're doing right now is you're building a few layers into what you're putting into the salad.
I see. Okay.
And then the last thing you want to do, and people don't do this enough, is add some herbs. So there actually would have been a lot more parsley had it not been for a rabbit coming to my garden this morning.
Oh no.
But we
can talk to David about that. He's had a squirrel coming
Yeah, we can. My cat Eddie Spaghetti is not doing his work.
Oh.
So there's parsley, there's mint, there's a little basil.
And what is this?
This is bronze fennel, which is a great thing to have in the garden.
I've never seen this.
So it tastes like fennel. It tastes. It's part of a family, and eventually, as the year goes by, it'll go to seed, and you'll have fennel seeds.
Okay. All right.
So it's
Very
great.
cool.
So all you want to do for this is just sort of like
My fingers smell like
gently
fennel
nudge
now.
it,
Yeah.
and give it a couple minutes. And there's going to settle to the bottom.
Okay.
And then all you have to do is lift it out.
You came prepared.
And give it. I did. You know, a salad spinner is a really gem. It's a gem of an item. And then empty the water. And then just give it a spin. And so basically your goal right now is you want a dry lettuce, right?
Right.
Because you don't want the dressing to stick to it.
When I told my friend I didn't have a salad spinner, she said, you have got to get one of these.
Yeah, it's great. This is a giant one because I love salads. But you can get a smaller one for the house if you don't want that much.
What a
and it's great. And you just let it spin. And then I like to kind of toss it again into a bowl.
Just to dry it off.
With just a little towel, just to dry it off, just to make sure that everything gets like nice and dry. And again, just be kind of gentle-ish with it.
Honestly, I feel like growing up, all we ever had was an iceberg salad. You
Yeah,
know, it was
and I
always
think-
iceberg lettuce. That's all, and now I feel like there's this huge wave of
Delicious salads.
yes.
Yeah, and it reminded me, I was thinking about this when I was thinking about What to Cook of the Simpsons episode where Lisa becomes a vegetarian.
Yeah.
And Homer and Bart mock her, you know, you don't make friends with salad. And I think it's because they were bad salads.
Right.
But salads, so that's easy enough to do, right? And then dressing, also easy enough to do. So I have a little bit of salt and sugar in here. And then the basic ratio you want is about 2.5 parts fat to about 1 part acid.
Okay.
And from there you can, you know, Bob's the limit. You can use olive oil like I'm using. You can use, if you've got pumpkin seed oil, you could use that.
And so we're using apple cider vinegar
Using apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
And then there's also, I like sushi vinegar.
Oh,
because
nice.
there's salt and sugar in it.
So you're going to split that up.
So for this one, I'm just going to use this. But I just think this is like a great little trick if you want to make sure.
I've never even heard of sushi vinegar.
It's
Very
great
cool.
and then a little bit of salt. And then I also sometimes put a little bit of mustard or raw egg yolk in this, and that's going to help emulsify it.
Great.
But you don't really need to do that. So then, when you're thinking about that, so I've got some actually cooked eggs here. So you want to layer maybe something else into it. This is great for leftovers. If you've got cooked chicken, you could do that. If
Right.
you've got fish, I'm like obsessed with jarred tuna fish right now.
Okay, I have to say, so you have eggs.
Eggs.
You have some great nuts here.
And then
we have
when you think about salads, you want to like really layer things, right? So
Okay.
you want some crunchy bits. So toasted nuts, I've got pumpkin seeds and cashews. So for the cashews, really easy. A little bit of oil, 350-degree oven, lots of salt for about 12 minutes.
And this is how I know
pay
you're
attention.
a food critic.
I know.
You
But
brought
actually,
edible
I'm going to
flowers.
dress this first before putting the nuts in.
Okay.
So basically, you want anything like that that might fall to the bottom, you want to put it in last. So dressing, you want to kind of push it like over to the side a little bit,
Okay.
and then pull up through. And you want to use your hands.
Just get it all covered.
Just get it all covered.
Yeah.
Get a nice layering.
And don't
on it.
worry, folks. Hal has washed his hands.
I've washed my hands,
Okay.
and then wash them again.
And then
you want to add your nuts, and then yes, final garnish.
The pretty edible
Beautiful
flowers.
edible flowers, which I think is like it's such a great thing because like what you're getting right now is you're adding a lot of color, and you're adding a lot, and these also all have their own flavor.
Well, and you're going to impress your guests too.
And you're going to impress your guests. You're going to make it look really beautiful.
All right, well, we're going to dig into this salad. Hal, thank you so much. A man of many talents. We also want to remind you, don't forget the Pittsburgh Magazine Best Restaurants Party is coming up on June 10th. That's Monday night, right?
Monday night.
At Heinz Field, you can get information on tickets and the recipe for Hal's great, delicious salad and dressing at pittsburghtodaylive.com.